Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pratarine Nirvite Sashunyavadi Askatya Desatarine. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaur Bhaktavrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaur Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jayam Vishnupad Paramhansa Brahmadakacharya Asadhara Sadushi Shiman. His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Gaur Brahmanande, Harival, glorious to the sound devotees, Slava Zabrani Bhaktam, Slava Shri Guru, Shri Guranga. Om Agyana Tamanandasya, Gananjana Salakaya, Chaksur Militam Yena, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha, Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam, Stabitam Yena Bhutale, Swayam Rupa Kadamayam, Dadati Swapadantikam. Bandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Parakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavam Scha Shri Rupam Sagrudatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sarvaitam Savadutam Vrajana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vasakam Vitam Scha. Hey Krishna Karna Sindhu Dinabandho Dugapate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Prishubhanu Sota Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Panchakapa Trubhyascha Kripa Sinubhyevacha Patiranam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Pranitinanda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Bhagavad Gita as it is, Chapter 2, Contents of the Gita summarized, text 72. Esha Brahmi Siti Partha Nanyam Prapya Vimuyati Stidvasyam Antakalepi Brahmanirvanam Richati Esha Brahmi Sthiti Parata Nainam Prapya Vimuyati Sthidvasyam Antakalepi Brahmanirvanam Richati. Esha Brahmastiti Partha Nayam Prapya Vimuyati Stidvasyamandakalepi Brahmanirvanam Richati. Esha Brahmastiti Partha Nayam Prapya Vimuyati Sidvasyamandakalepi Brahmanirvana Richati. Esha Brahmastiti Partha Abhimuyati Mataji? Yeah. Esha, this, Brahmi, spiritual, Sthiti, situation, Partha, O son of Pritha, Na, never, Enam, this, Prapya, achieving, Vimuyati, one is bewildered. Stitva, being situated. Asyam, in this. Andakale, at the end of life. Api, also. Brahmanirvanam, the spiritual kingdom of God. Richati, one obtains. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. That is the way of spiritual and godly life, after attaining which a man is not bewildered. If one is thus situated, even at the hour of death, one can enter into the kingdom of God. Please repeat. That is the way of the spiritual and godly life, after attaining which man is never bewildered. If one is thus situated, even at the hour of death, one can enter into the kingdom of God. Purport. One can attain Krishna consciousness or divine life at once, within a second, or one may not attain such a state of life even after millions of births. It is only a matter of understanding and accepting the fact. Kadvanga Maharaj attained this state of life just a few minutes before his death by surrendering unto Krishna. Nirvana means ending the process of materialistic life. According to Buddhist philosophy, there is only void after the completion of this material life. But Bhagavad Gita teaches differently. Actually, life begins after the completion of this material life. For the gross materialist, it is sufficient to know that one has to end this materialistic way of life. But for persons who are spiritually advanced, there is another life after this materialistic life. Before ending this life, if one fortunately becomes Krishna conscious, he at once attains the stage of Brahma Nirvana. There is no difference between the kingdom of God and the devotional service to the Lord. Since both of them are in the absolute plane, to engage in the transcendent loving service to the Lord is to have obtained the spiritual kingdom. In the material world, there are activities of sense gratification, whereas in the spiritual world, there are activities of Krishna consciousness. Attainment of Krishna consciousness, even during this life, is immediate attainment of Brahman. And one who is situated in Krishna consciousness has already entered into the kingdom of God. Brahman is just the opposite of matter. Therefore, Brahmastiti means not on the platform of material activities. Devotional service to the Lord is accepted in the Bhagavad Gita as the liberated stage. Sagunan samititaitan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Therefore, Brahmastiti is liberation from material bondage. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has summarized the second chapter of the Bhagavad Gita as being the contents of the whole text. In the Bhagavad Gita, the subject matters are Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. In the second chapter, Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga have been clearly discussed, and a glimpse of Bhakti Yoga has also been given as the contents of the complete text. This is the Bhaktivedanta purports to the second chapter of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita in the matter of its contents. Esha Brahmastiti Partha Nainam Prapi Vimuyati Stitvasamantakalepi Brahma Nirvana Richati. That is the way of the spiritual and godly life, after attaining which a man is not bewildered. If one thus situated, even at the hour of death, he can enter into the kingdom of God. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namane Namaste Saraswatunde Ve Gauravani Pacharane Nirvishesha Srinivadi Paskyadyade Siddharane. So this is referring to the previous verse, Vihaya Kamayak Sarvam Pumam Charti Nispriya Nimramo Nirhankara Sashanti Madhigachati. That one who gives up the desires of sense gratification, gives up all desires, gives up all sense of proprietorship in his false ego, he alone can attain real peace. So that's the process of liberation from material bondage. And of course the process is, I will explain later, Mam Chayo Vyabhicharena Bhakti Yogena Sevate Sagunan Samatitaitan Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. Either we can identify ourselves as Krishna's servants and therefore do the activities which will help us remember Krishna, or we can misidentify ourselves with the gross and subtle body and do activities which will cause us to remain in false ego, either in goodness or in passion or in ignorance. If we do ignorant activities, then we'll have a false ego in the mode of ignorance. If we do passion activities, we'll have a false ego in the mode of passion. And if we do good activities, materialistically good, we'll have a false ego in the mode of goodness. And if we work transcendentally in knowledge of Krishna, that Krishna is he's the controller of everything, he's the proprietor of everything, and he's the friend of everyone, then we'll become transcendental. In other words, yanena tu tad agyanam yesham nashitam atmanaha tesham adityavaj jnanam prakashiti tatparam. When, however, one is enlightened with the knowledge by which nescience is destroyed, then his knowledge reveals everything, just like the sun lights up everything in the daytime. Tad buddhyas, tad atmanas, tad nishtas, tad parayanaha, gachatnyapana avritim, jnana nirduta kamasha. One's intelligence, one's faith, one's mind, one's refuge is all fixed in the Supreme, then one becomes cleansed of all misgivings through complete knowledge, and thus proceeds straight on the path to self-realization. Vidya vinaya sampane brahmani gavihastini shuni chaiva swapake cha pandita samadarshana. The humble sages, by virtue of true knowledge, see with an equal vision the learned and gentle Brahmin, the cow, the dog, and the dog eater and the elephant. In other words, to see everyone as Krishna's eternal servant as well as oneself. That comes about by using our body, our mind, our words, our intelligence, and faithfully working in Krishna consciousness, and then that's revealed. One can see how Krishna is controlling everything, how Krishna is enjoying everything in the sense that everything is meant ultimately in this world for sacrifice for Krishna. And that the ultimate objective is to come to see how everyone and everything is related to Krishna by utilizing everything in Krishna's service. All our senses, mind, intelligence, and refuge, and everything we have to do to please Krishna, then Brahmarpanam, Brahmahayavir, Brahmagno, Brahmahutam, Brahmayava Tena Gantavyam, Brahma Karma Samadhina. The work of a person who is unattached to the modes of material nature and is fully situated in transcendental knowledge merges entirely into transcendence. For him, Brahman is the offering, for him, Brahman is the something. Offering. Person who is fully absorbed in Krishna consciousness is sure to obtain the spiritual kingdom because of his full contribution to spiritual activities, which the consummation is absolute and that which is offered is of the same spiritual nature. So everything becomes spiritual. Right now we're looking at things. In a material concept of life, material simply means we don't remember Krishna when we look at it. When we see something, if we remember Krishna and its relationship to Krishna, by utilizing our energies in Krishna service, that's called Krishna consciousness. And by such consciousness, gradually one will become purified of what? Of the misconception that there's anything apart from Krishna. And that will mean that eventually, as one develops experience in Krishna consciousness, one experiences love for Krishna, then one loves everyone and everything as it's related to Krishna. Just like if you have a piece of gold, it may not be very much, but you know the value because you know the value of the whole gold mine. And besides that, since Krishna is in everyone's heart, to love those in the material world, for instance, or in the spiritual world, means that one is loving everyone along with Krishna. And Krishna is more pleased when we serve his devotee than when we serve him directly. And there's a lot of devotees in the spiritual world, so there's a lot of opportunities for service. Therefore, the whole process is, according to the Padma Purana, Smarta Vyaksaratam Vishnur, Vismatak Jatina Kinchit, Sarva Vidini Sedya Sur Etiva Eva Kankara. That all the rules and regulations are to help us to always remember Krishna and never forget him. Of course, we should do that in devotion, but the idea is if we accept how everything belongs to Krishna here, and then we utilize whatever energies we were able to in Krishna's service, and we do it for Krishna, then naturally we'll remember Krishna. And if we don't see how everything is related to Krishna, and we don't utilize our energies in Krishna's service to please Krishna, then whatever remembrance of Krishna we have will not last very long, nor will it be very devotional. Therefore, here it says, Esha Brahmasiti Bharata. If we're absorbed in Krishna consciousness, then we can remember Krishna even at the hour of death. It's not so easy to remember Krishna at the hour of death. And what to speak even when we're alive, it's not easy to remember Krishna. What to speak of at the time of death. Therefore one has to practice. And the more one practices, then at least during this lifetime we'll be able to remember Krishna more, which will be certainly a plus. Whether we remember him at the time of death, at least during this lifetime if we remember Krishna as much as we can, then that will add up and we'll have another opportunity in the future to fulfill the gaps we have in our Krishna consciousness. But it's not only mechanical, it's also due to the fact that as we hear, as we understand, as we practice, then Krishna consciousness, Krishna becomes more attractive and devotional service becomes more attractive. And as it becomes more attractive, then it becomes more attractive than some material things we're doing that we can give up. Just like Gop Kumar had to go through all the coverings of had to go from one planet to another because each planet was superior. Above the earthly planet is the heavenly planets, above them is Maharloka, above them is Tapaloka, Janaloka, and Siddhaloka. Above them is Brahmaloka. So Gop Kumara went from one higher state of consciousness to the next. And then he went into Brahman, he went to Maharshiva Loka, he went to Vaikuntha, Ayodhya, Dwarka, and finally Goloka Vrindavan. And therefore, then in his spiritual identity, in his spiritual body, he's still there, enjoying pastimes as a cowherd boy with Krishna. So here we have many desires, and therefore, as long as we have some desire, even if it's a heavenly desire, find out what Indraloka is, or Maharloka, or Brahmaloka, or the coverings, or Brahman, whatever, then Krishna will give us an opportunity to go there and experience it. Ye tamam pravadante tam sadaiva bhajamya. As they surrender, Krishna rewards us accordingly. Nadate kasichit papam na papam sukritim vibhu agyane navritam jnanam tena muyanti jantava. Nor does the Supreme Lord assume anyone's sinful or pious activities, embodied beings, however, are covered by ignorance, which veils their real knowledge. So Krishna is observing our desires, and he'll fulfill them according to what we deserve, whatever we want. Because for Krishna, it's all Krishna. Of course, he'd like us to become Krishna conscious, but if we want to experience Krishna in some way, Krishna will reciprocate with us. He allows us free will to desire. And we can desire to go anywhere we want. Because we have to deserve to go to the heavenly planets. But if we follow the process, we can go there. We can go anywhere we want. If we follow the process and develop the proper desire. Generally speaking, we have to have some faith that such a place exists. Otherwise, why would we work to go somewhere? If we have no faith in the heavenly planets, why would we bother going to work to go to the heavenly planets? It's like if someone sold you a ticket to the moon right now. Tickets to the moon at half price. You can get a first class seat, you can get a business class seat, or you can get an economy seat to go to the moon. So how many people here will buy a ticket to go to the moon? Eric's Moon Express. Do we have faith that such a company is bona fide, will actually take us to the moon? Just send us your credit card, we'll charge it to you, and then we'll send you the ticket back. It leaves in 2 weeks. We'll send you the directions in 2 weeks, how to get to the moon ship. Sign, your friends from the moon. I don't think we'll buy it because we don't believe that there's such a ship going to the moon in 2 weeks. So, in the Vedic culture, people develop faith by experience. They actually pay for the priests who do some sacrifice, and they get the result. A wife, or longevity, or wealth, whatever, but they'd actually get a result, so they develop faith in the priest. And when they read the Vedic literature, they had faith in the Vedic literature that it actually was real. It actually could give us directions to get different things in this world. Nigama kalpatura galitam palam sukhamukam drava samyutam pibata samyutam. That the Vedic literature is like a desire tree. And the priests could practically fulfill those desires. So now we're just struggling to develop a little faith in Krishna consciousness by just practicing basically sadhana bhakti. And hopefully that our heart will become purified so that gradually we'll develop some attraction to hearing and chanting about Krishna. That is, by hearing and chanting about Krishna, we can actually experience Krishna's association, not just theoretically, but by practical experience. And then one will develop a desire to go wherever Krishna is, or to do whatever is necessary, namely devotional service, to actually experience Krishna. So that's what we're trying to develop. As people try to develop faith that if they get the latest iPhone, they'll become ecstatic. They also, by advertisement, by people smiling with the phone, everything is sold by some person smiling when they get bought the product. And if you don't like any of this, then you go to the movies and then you can dream. You can feel your desires to dream that you're something that you can't be in this world. So whether we want to enjoy on the gross platform, or the subtle platform, the intellectual platform, the Brahman platform, or the Krishna conscious platform, that's all up to us. But here it says if one is serious, that one will be able to remain in Krishna consciousness even in the midst of material difficulty. And then one will become eligible to enter into the kingdom of God after leaving this body, because one should have an intense desire to go there. Otherwise, if we don't have an intense desire to go to the kingdom of God, how is it possible to go there? I mean, how many of us want to go right now to Ukraine? How many of us have intense desire to go and fight in the war in Ukraine? Anyone have an intense desire to do that? That's why we're here. Because we don't have any desire to go there and fight in the war in Ukraine. So we don't go there. So unless we develop a intense desire to go to the spiritual world, we won't go there. Because that's only by experiencing greater and greater levels of happiness and awakening of consciousness by this practice of devotional service. So I'll stop there, thank you. If you want to go to Ukraine, I heard there's a bus leaving pretty soon. So. The Ukrainian army sent a bus for volunteers. Any questions? Yes.
Hare Krishna. You were saying something related to this. Question is, if we do some service, but we are not in the consciousness that we want to please Krishna, or maybe we're in the consciousness we want to please Srila Prabhupada, spiritual master, or devotees, where does this is karma yoga, or and how?
Well, if it's an actual service, bona fide service, and you're not expecting any results, depends on our consciousness. If one is doing it so he lives in the temple because he has no place else to sleep and he's hungry, it's a regular material activity. It depends on our consciousness. If we're doing that service dutifully, regularly, without much consciousness of Krishna, then it's kind of a karma yoga. And if we're studying the books to find out what this is all about, then it's a kind of karma yoga. Prabhupada said that one knows that the goal is Krishna, but is addicted to the results of his activities, is said to be acting in karma yoga. One knows that the goal is Krishna, but he takes pleasure in mental speculation to understand Krishna, then he's said to be acting in jnana yoga. And when he seeks Krishna completely in Krishna consciousness, then he's said to be acting in Buddha yoga or a bhakti yoga. So it depends on our consciousness, what our motives are, and what our understanding is. So it could be it could be just plain karma, it could be karma yoga, it could be anything, depending on our consciousness and on our understanding. Hopefully it's not karma. Anything else? Hwala Grantaraj Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Premanande.
They are now hesitating because certain things. So that is not so.